I have completely finished my budget planner. OMG. Your girl's budget. I don't want to like bend my tab, so I'm trying to like show it slowly. Hi you guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here or returning, welcome in you guys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Julia Creations. I am a budget coach that makes budgeting easy and simple for you. And lately you guys, I have not been talking about my own finances. I've been all up in you guys' financial business that I haven't been able to be in my financial business. I'm gonna put a gasp right there so it could be funny. But hi you guys, welcome in. I'm so excited because today we're going to be setting up my new budget planner for the year of 2026 by the title of this video. Sorry you guys. When I have first started this YouTube channel, I was very active with posting my budget, but I didn't want to only focus on my budget because I am debt free. I feel like coming on live or on my page and trying to teach you guys how to budget ways that are not super similar to your financial situation you may have may not be 100% beneficial. So that's why most of my platform is me doing example budgets or budgets from clients being reposted by request, so we can set up a plan for people that may need more help. I'm not a relatable to everybody, so I wanted to make a way to have everybody's finances relate, or find systems that works for my clients that may have kids, my clients in different financial situations. So I never make my actual finances the target, but today, because we are starting a new year and I'm starting my new planner, why not share with you guys what I'm planning for the year of 2026, doing a financial check-in with myself. I did complete my audit on here as well. I will be doing another end of the year audit where I'm going to be doing everything from October all the way until December, just to kind of see how it goes and add up everything and just put this in my records. I'm actually going to tape this to my budget planner I just finished, like to keep everything in there. But hi you guys, some of you guys are in the same ball game too, where it's a new year and you're trying to figure out what budget planner are you going to use, what color or what planner you want to use that's going to work for you. So I am going to be decorating my budget planner, setting up my budget for November in here and deciding what tabs I want to use and all of that good stuff. And just for anybody that's trying to figure out if they have a budget planner that's going to work for them, or you want to see how my planner works, how I use it on myself, we're going to go over all of that today, setting up our budget planner. I am going to miss this budget planner so much. It was definitely my favorite. I did keep another yellow one for myself for I think 2027. I want to use yellow again. I know you guys are thinking, Julia, you're going to use the same planner you used before. Because if you guys don't know, when we first dropped our budget planner, we'll be celebrating 5 years this Sunday. And just for this Sunday's live, you guys, let me put something out here. We will be having a giveaway, and we will also be dropping our new binders. I'm going to put what we're going to be giving away on the live. The instructions about how you could win that is going to be linked in the description, or you guys will get an email telling you guys. So if you're not subscribed to the email listing at juliacreations.com, make sure you guys subscribe. We will be hosting the live at 5 p.m. Central Time Sunday, so if you want to join our 5-year anniversary, we're gonna have a really fun live, and we'll have our money bags restocking and our binders launching that day. So if you missed out on those will be available. But back into the budget, you guys. For the month of going into November and completing this planner, I love it so much. I never throw away my budget planners. I have a lot of you guys that say you tear up your planner at the end of the year because you don't want people to see your finances. I recommend getting like a safe to put your binders in if you don't want anyone to see your money that you made for the year. You don't want people to see your finances, because it's really cool to go back and look at your finances. When I first created my budget planner, the first planner we ever had was just pink. We didn't have any other colors. So this year I decided I want to go back to pink for my own personal planner, because I am a pink girl, pink lover. And I did make a small change to the pink planners. The pink planners did restock today, and there is a few things that I changed, but it's nothing where you have to get rid of your planner you have now and purchase this planner. I made a small little tweaks on here that you guys have requested for your planner, so there are small changes in here, but it's nothing super major where it's like, oh my gosh, I have to go get a new planner, like where we size up the calendar and all that stuff. So this is the version that we have now. The pig is a little bit more sized up on the binder, and I'm gonna go in here and we're gonna talk about everything that's in here. But no need to panic, you guys. I said this year I wasn't gonna make a lot of changes to my planners. They were gonna be very small changes just for you guys that recently got the planner. No need to worry, you're still gonna have amazing templates. Nothing changed where it's like I need this planner now, so don't worry, I didn't do anything crazy in that sort. But let's get into the video. So here is my previous planner. I'm not going to go over everything that's in here. I did wrap up my budget for the last month. This is 100% complete, so it's now time to set up our new planner. So here is our planner that we're going to be using for 2026. All right, you guys, sorry, I wanted to add some more light into the scenery. I feel like it looks so dark in here, so we're going to put this one to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and give a tour of the planner that we have here for 2026. Like I said, guys, it's nothing major where you have to replace your planner that you have. It's just a small change that was requested, so we're just going to go ahead and open it up. This is what she looks like. The pig's a little bit bigger compared to the previous pig that you can see here. It's a little sized up, but nothing too crazy. So here is what it looks like, and then when we go on the inside, I did darken the color a little bit more. If you guys seen the first pink planner, it was just a little lighter, so the pink is a little bit darker in here. And then we have our vision board, still the same. I dedicate the next 12 months to staying consistent with my goals. Our calendar, still the same. Then we have our monthly budget, our paycheck breakdown, our bill payment sheet. So see, still the same. The only difference that I added to the expense tracker was cash or card. Since we are dropping the binders for anniversary, we added this section to the planner for you guys that want to expense track with cash or card if you're going to be doing the cash method. And we'll talk about that more as we get into the budget. The debt tracker is still the same. Our reality checking page is still the same. Our sinking funds is still the same. Our shopping list, our debt payoff list, our notes page, and then we just added affirmations in between each month, which is the same affirmations that are on this part. So those were the only changes, as well as there is the audit sheet on here. Between every quarter there's an audit sheet on here, but it's not every quarter. It's going to be every few months that go by that go into the quarter, just because you're going to start your budget planners at different paces. But I still want you guys to do a 3-month check-in. So those are all the changes that happened to the planner. Nothing too crazy. So like I said, you don't have to go buy a new planner if you purchased the planner recently. Sorry you guys, I made these small changes as soon as we had sold out of our pink planners and we had to restock. I said, let's just make those changes, get it out of the way, instead of me reordering the ones we already had. You guys requested those changes. I did like a small little feedback thing, and that's what we changed in the planner. So those are the only things. I don't think it's anything too crazy. But now we're gonna go ahead and write down our goals. I like to keep my goals personal for myself, so I will be doing this off camera, as well as my vision board. I don't believe in showing your vision boards until you finish them, or whatever the case may be, or until you achieve the goal. I think it's something that should be personal to yourself, but to each his own, or whatever works for you and whatever your goals are. What you want to save up for, what your goals are for the year, and make sure you do it, because it's very beneficial and it helps you stay on track when you're setting up your planner. So now let's go ahead and set up our calendar for November. Alright you guys, so now I'm kind of stuck on between what tabs I want to use for my budget planner. I was thinking of doing pink and green, but I'm also to the point where I just want to do pink. If you guys are new to my channel, we recently just dropped tabs to go with the budget planner for the new year, and I have been so torn between what colors I want to use. You can use one color, and I did release 2 shades of pink, but I was more fond of this pink for my planner, so I just really don't know which one I want to use. I don't know if I want to add 2 colors or 1. I should have did a poll and asked you guys before I did the video, and that way I can see which ones you guys think I should add. But let's see. I'm thinking pink and green because I like the 2 together. I did put a pink and green on example planner and it came out cute, so I don't know, or do I just want pink? Okay, hold on, let me think. I don't know, you guys. All right, you guys, it took a long second. I had to ask some of my budget babes what color I should do. Y'all gonna be like, really, Julia? But I really didn't know. I'm just gonna do pink because pink is my favorite color, and last year I didn't do pink, so I'm just gonna do pink tabs and see how it looks on here. So I'm gonna put this together, you guys, and you guys, I'm gonna speed through this process so you don't have to see the full thing, but I'm gonna put my tabs on, and then we're gonna set up our budget for November. Alright, you guys, I have officially added all of my tabs to my budget planner. I'm obsessed with how it came out. I was going to do the green, you guys, but I just decided to do the pink. It matches my money bag keychain, and I'm just in a pink mood this year. So I can't wait to see what you guys think. But yeah, I'm in a pink mood, so I'm going to fill out my goals outside of live, and then or not outside of live, outside of this video, sorry. Outside of this video, but the first thing we're going to do is set up our calendar for the month of November. I'm going to go ahead and write down all my bills and expenses for this month. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my calendar for November. We're going to go ahead and fill this in. If you want to put the date, the year on your planner, you can too, you guys, but it should be on the beginning of your planner. So usually when I just set up the month, I just put the month that it is. So we're doing November. November 1st started on a Saturday. Go ahead and fill our calendar in. Alright, you guys, now we're going to go ahead and write down all of our bills and expenses in here. I'm just going to write down all my bills, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, and just like that, we have our calendar all set up and ready to go. Also, I want to put a disclaimer here. On one of my recent videos, someone in the comments wrote a really negative comment about having your credit card minimum dates in your calendars. First of all, even if you don't have a balance on your credit card, I still write down my minimum due dates. I use my credit card and pay it off in full every single month. So what I do is write down the minimum due date, so I know to pay off whatever balance I have on that credit card by the minimum due date, and then I don't use my credit card again until the statement date closes. So it doesn't matter if you don't have debt or you do have debt, you should still be writing down your minimums. I like to know, okay, I can use this credit card, I pay it off by this date, and then I can start using it again after the statement date. I like to write that down in my planner. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it that way, but it doesn't matter. So leaving a judgmental comment under why someone writes down their minimum due dates and their statement dates is none of your concern. So if you have something negative to say about that, this YouTube channel is not the one for you, or my page in general. Write down your minimum due dates no matter what, and your statement dates, so you have those on your calendar. If you don't want to write down your full statement date, you can just put SD and then put like a line. But I have 4 credit cards in total, 2 for my business, and then I have 2 credit cards for my personal, and I alternate between both of those credit cards. So if you guys want to know more about how I use my credit cards, I have a whole playlist called Credit Cards. But yeah, that's why I have all my statements and my minimum due dates on here, so I can know when my payments are due. Okay, now we're gonna go to the next spot, and we're gonna set up our monthly budget. After we set up our calendar, you're going to do your monthly budget, so you have an estimate. Since I am self-employed, I pay myself a month ahead to cover all my bills and expenses that I have for the month, and then as I go, I save up my money for the next month for bills and expenses, vice versa for my payout. So we're going to go ahead and do our monthly budget now to see an estimate of our month. Alright, you guys, so my bills are usually the same every single month. I really don't have any bills that change, but my subscriptions are pretty consistent, and these are personal expenses, so this isn't the same as my business stuff. So for subscriptions, I spend about $47 on personal subscriptions for myself. And then for gas, I usually spend about $60 a month. I'm just going to quote $75 to be on the safe side, just because I've been having to spend a little bit more. And then for my groceries, I usually give myself a budget of $160 per month. Eating out this month, I am going to do $100. I do give myself a spending budget, and this month I'm going to give myself a spending budget of $200. I think I'm going to use that for some winter clothes and stuff like that. And then for groceries, eating out, spending, I do get my nails done. I already got my nails done, so my budget for my nails were $90. And then I am getting my hair done this month since it is my birthday, so I'm just going to put $250 for hair. And I think that's pretty much it that I have for this upcoming month. Everything else was taken care of for last month. I got my oil change last month. So we're all good to go. So I think that's it. Let's go ahead and add up our expenses for the month. All right, let's go ahead and add everything up, you guys. So for rent, $16.60, gym, $32, electric, $164, phone plus Wi-Fi for $110, web fees for $84, car insurance for $127. Our fixed bills usually always total to about $21.77. It just depends on my electric bill because that's not always consistent. So fixed pretty usually the same each month. Then $47 for subscriptions, gas for $75, groceries for $160, eating out for $100, spending for $200, nails for $90, and then hair for $250. We spent about $922 for our variables. $922 plus $21.77 brings our expenses to about $30.99, which is pretty average for me. My expenses usually total to about $2,800 to $3,000 a month for my personal expenses. Okay, So now what I do is I put this money in my bank account. I put all the money aside for my bills. All my variables go in a separate account, and then I go ahead and use my credit card, take the money from my spending account, and pay this off as I go. That's why it's important to know the minimum dates and those statement dates, okay? All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and set up our weekly budget. Alright, you guys, so I went ahead and set up my Mondays to Sundays. This is what I just put on my week of template. So we're going to go ahead and write down everything we're going to cover for the first week of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and put everything that's due for bills out of this bill account. We're going to have $16.60 come out for my bills, for my rent. And then we'll also have... that's it for the fixed side, just that, because the next week of will cover the electric bill. So $16.60 is what we're going to pay for rent. And then around this week I did get groceries. The plan usually for the first week of the month, I re-up on groceries, so I spent about $70 or budget for about $70. And then I also got my nails done. So I'm backtracking for a second. So we got nails, and then I usually put something for gas this week as well. We'll do $25 for gas. And then for eating out, I do this weekly. So if eating out is $100 a month, I do about $25 per week. And then spending, if we're doing $200 a month, that's about $50 every week. Okay. And I'll get my hair done the next following week. Okay. So for our variables for this first week of the month, 70 plus 90 plus 25 plus 25 plus 50. We spend about $260 this week. 70 plus 90 plus 25 plus 25 plus 50, $260. I just wanted to make sure. I thought my finger slipped. $260 plus $16.60. Our expenses for this week out of my account, $19.20 will come out. And this is how you also budget if you have a non-fixed income. What do your expenses total for each week of the month, so you know what you need to make or what you need to cover. Okay. For the next week, the 3rd to the 9th, which is this following week, I would have had my gym membership come out for $32. And then I also would have had my electric bill come out this week for $164. And that's it for my expenses. And then I would do eating out again for $25, because eating out is weekly. And then I would do spending for $50. And I'm also planning to get my hair done this week. Alright, now what do our expenses total to? 32 plus 164 is 196 for our fixed bills. And then for variables, 25 plus 50 plus 250. Our variables for this week is going to total to $325. Perfect. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add those two together for our full expense total for the month. I hope my camera's not having a glare, you guys. I'm sorry. For some reason, I don't have my little sun lighting anymore with the daylight saving. The sunlight has like disappeared in here, so hopefully you guys can still see everything on nice and clear. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's add everything up. So we got 325 plus 196. Our expenses for this week is going to be $521. All right, and then now to the next week, November 10th to November 16th. What things do we have that are due this week? I don't think I have any fixed bills that are due in that time frame. Just my credit card minimum dates, but my cards are always paid off, so we won't have to worry about any fix for this week. Sorry you guys, my stomach is growling. Hopefully you guys can't hear it. I need to eat. But for this week we don't have anything for our fixed bills, so 0. 0 for fix, and then it would just be the stuff that repeats again. Eating out for 25. Spending. And I do have some birthday plans that I'm going to do, but I have my sinking funds and my credit card points for those, so we don't have to include that in here. 25 plus 50, but I will document whatever I take from my sinking funds in my budget planner, so that is on here. Alright, so our expenses for the week are $75. So smaller week that week. I probably won't need groceries. That lasts me for a little bit, but if I do, I'll just move my budget around. I usually put groceries on like this last week of the month. So for this week, again, this is where we have everything coming out. I would have my subscriptions coming out for $47. I would probably need gas again around this time for, we'll just put 25. And then we'll have our web fees coming out for $84. And then we'll have our phone plus Wi-Fi coming out this week. I usually have everything coming out at the end of the month, which doesn't really bug me because I like this week before the new month starts. So my rent and all of that stuff isn't grouped together where it's so much money at once. So I like how mine's is spread out. Phone plus Wi-Fi, and then we'll also have our car insurance, and this also includes my renter's insurance for $127. And then the stuff that repeats again, we'll have eating out for $25, and then we'll go ahead and do groceries again just in case I need it, and we'll do groceries for $80, and then spending for $50. And that's all for me. I'm a pretty simple girl. 84 plus 110 plus 127. This puts our fixed bills for this week at $321. So that's how much of my bills I will need to cover for this following week. Subscriptions, 47 plus 25 plus 25 plus 80 plus 50. For our variable side, we spend a total of $227. And then 227 plus 321. For this week, we'll spend about $548 on bills and expenses. So I do a weekly budget for my budget planner just because the weekly is usually good for me. The next week, it'll still be kind of small. So this week, it would just be our 4-week cycle. The fourth week on here will be going into the next month, so this is when I'll start setting up my rent and all of that stuff again if we do it on that cycle. A weekly budget, I prefer just a monthly for myself since I'm a month ahead, but whatever is easier for you to organize, do it that way. But when you have a non-fix, you'll just write down how much you're supposed to spend each week so you can see what's coming out your bank account. If you guys watched my how to do a budget when you have one paycheck a month, you can do the same thing if you have a system where you're a month ahead and you're self-employed. You can follow that same system that I created for that budget. All right, perfect. All right, you guys, and just like that, we are set up for the month. I will do my bill payment sheet on here, and I'm actually going to update my expense tracker for this month as well, just because a few days have already passed. But that is how I'm setting up my budget planner for the new year, and I can't wait to do my vision board. I'm going to do it when I get off of here and print out my pictures, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. My main goals that I had last year was to start my business credit for my business that I have now. If you guys seen that video, or it was a short where I got approved for some business credit, that was my main goal, and then to put money into my investment account for my IRA. So I did really good this year, or if you want to say this year going into last year, I reached most of my goals that I had. So I'm extremely happy. I feel like I never get to be very transparent about like my finances because I'm always focused on actually being a budget coach. So just to share some transparency, this was a great year for me. I feel good. The year isn't over yet. Since my budget planner changes in November, I switch over anyway, but I regroup and set up my goals. So if you're in a position where, hey, you're getting started with your budget journey in November and it feels weird because December and January isn't here yet, it's still good to have a clean slate. Do your audit sheet, see how your numbers look, and still set up your goals and plan everything out. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. It's just a start. So don't feel like you have to wait till January to get serious. Go ahead and get serious now. Get serious when you're trying to figure things out and you're working your way to it. Don't feel overwhelmed, and that will always get you guys through it. But I'm going to end this video. I hope to see you guys on our budget anniversary live. I will be going live on YouTube so you guys can see it as well on here, but will mainly be on TikTok just because I don't have any video music restrictions. So make sure you guys are ready for the live. I can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you guys for being a part of this business journey, celebrating 5 years. I never thought it would be the way it is now. I wasn't always a budget coach between those 5 years. I didn't drop my first budget planner to 2022, but I started creating it in 2021. So it's just still so real to think. So I'm so grateful to still be here and have the support that I have received. Thank you guys so much for anyone that has liked videos, shared videos, became a part of the community, purchased any of my budget products, invested in any of my budget coaching. It really means the world to me, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you genuinely from the bottom of my heart for all the support over the years. It has been so appreciative. And I'm going to call it a night, you guys, and end this live. I'll see you guys next Wednesday, and of course, you know I got a good video coming out for you guys next week. Bye.